Okay, so when I talk about healing the root chakra, should I look in here? Okay. When I talk about healing the root chakra, which I mentioned in one of my posts, what I'm talking about really is learning how to do things. It's learning how to get grounded. Because as spiritual beings, if you're watching this, maybe you deal with anxiety. Maybe you're on a spiritual awakening. Maybe you believe that you're a starseed. Whatever it is, we need to learn how to get grounded. We need to heal our root chakra. The root chakra has a lot to do with feeling safe, feeling secure, feeling safe in oneself, feeling capable, feeling strong, feeling like you know what you're doing. That's just my take on it. So we need to get grounded. And when I say that in another post on my Instagram, if you follow me, you know that I've mentioned that everything we do is spiritual. So here are some things you can do when you're anxious, when you need to get grounded and you're having a hard time. You can't just jump into a meditation. I've had a lot of clients that have told me that they struggle with meditation. So here's what you need to do. You need to learn how to cook. You need to learn. Okay, maybe you already know how to cook. I'm talking about myself here. I recently started learning how to cook. I cook more now, but if you don't know how to cook, then I'm talking straight directly to you. You need to prioritize cleaning, doing your dishes, making sure your room is clean, learning how to get organized, learning how to live with a little more structure in your life. That's gonna make a big difference. So here I am about to start washing my dishes. But growing up, I was the type of kid that had a really hard time concentrating in school. I had a hard time keeping my room clean. I was heavily anxious, dealt with a lot of social anxiety. I was feeling everybody else's energy, having no idea that I was a medium, an empath, all of these things, not knowing that I was extremely sensitive to energy. And one of the things that I did, and that I believe a lot of children do, is we learn to cut ourselves off from our intuition. And if you've dealt with trauma, my parents were divorced. I had to learn how to live in two different family homes that were completely opposite from each other. And going back and forth, like, it does a lot on a child's nervous system, and there's more to it, but I don't remember where I was going with that. I think I was talking about trauma and how we cut ourselves off from our intuition. We are born intuitive. We are born gifted. And we cut ourselves off from that. We cut ourselves off from our ability to feel, to sense. Not everybody, but some of us do. And we start to live life feeling numb and numbing ourselves. So some of the things that I did to numb myself was like stay up really late, be 24/7 on the computer, tried to be in relationships at a very young age, like could not be out of a relationship. I had to be with somebody. These are just some of my examples. Eating hot Cheetos a lot. Like, that to me is numbing. And it, because I wasn't doing it in moderation. It was like my daily life, but I also didn't have much of a choice because I wasn't the one doing the grocery shopping. But I'm also not going to blame my mom here, because she was doing the best she can on the budget that she could. And I was probably begging for the hot Cheetos. So anyway, I grew up watching TV 24/7. Okay, these are just examples. The TV was always on at my house. And I would go to bed with the TV on. Spirit has told me that it's so desensitizing, okay? Desensitizing. We desensitized ourselves, which is why we have a hard time feeling joy, feeling true pleasure, feeling love. And just feeling in general. We cut ourselves off from feeling ourselves. We're so in tune with everybody else because we're in survival mode. We are stuck in survival mode, tuning into other people's energies to see, like, oh, are they safe to be around? Are they not? Like, how do I act in front of them? And so when I say that you're not sensitive, I'm talking about you're not sensitive to your own energy. You're feeling everybody else's, and that's keeping you limited. Anyway, this video is about doing your laundry, your chores, seeing the beauty in grounding, deep cleaning, prioritizing these things. I didn't see any sense of value in any of that stuff. Growing up, I was not the one to listen to my mom and do my chores. But now I see so much value in it, and it really is helpful to balance my energy when I'm feeling all over the place. And yeah. Last thing I want to reference back to real quick. He's the only one that's allowed to gaslight me. Sorry, I forgot that I'm supposed to look over here. Circling back onto the fact that you are a spiritual being, and he doesn't do that. He's only doing this because he knows I'm recording right now. It's really important that we ground so that we can be balanced, so that we can do the work that we are meant to do here as human beings. That was the last thing I wanted to say. Oh, and also if you're like a highly sensitive person, socially anxious person, you don't know it yet, but the more you allow yourself to balance your energy, the more you're gonna clear your channel, and your channeling abilities, your gifts are gonna start coming through.